Okay, good morning, students. In the today's class, we will discuss the discharge through the trapezoidal notch and another special class of notch, that is Siplerti notch. Okay, then we will solve some of the numerical problems. In the last class, we have discussed flow through a rectangular notch, flow through rectangular notch and triangular notch. Okay, so the discharge equation, whatever we have got, suppose it is a rectangular notch, the cross-sectional area of the rectangular notch, this is a rectangular notch. Okay, and let this is the sill of the notch, sill of the notch. Then the discharge is Q is equal to 2/3 CD L H raised to root 2G H raised to 3/2. Okay, so this is the discharge equation for the triangular notch. Then the okay, this is the capital H we have taken. That is, suppose this is the sill. Okay, so this is the rectangular notch. Then the cross-sectional area of the rectangular notch, and the discharge equation Q is equal to 2/3 CD. CD is what? CD is the coefficient of discharge. Coefficient of discharge. L is the length of rectangular notch. Rectangular notch. It is nothing but the length of the sill. Then H is the head over the sill of the notch. Okay, so this equation, it is holds good for the rectangular notch. That is, for the rectangular notch, the discharge over the sill of the rectangular notch is 2/3 CD. CD is the coefficient of discharge. L is the length of the rectangular weir or notch. Square root of 2G. G is the acceleration due to gravity. H is the head over the sill of the notch. Okay, so similarly, if it is a triangular notch, see the rectangular section is like this. Okay, and this is the head over the triangular notch. That is the next is the triangular notch. Triangular notch. This is the cross-sectional area of the triangular notch. Cross-sectional area of the triangular notch. And this is H. And this is the sill. Sill of V notch. Or triangular notch. Okay. This is going to call as the V notch because the shape of this is an English letter V, or it is triangle. Okay, so this angle is theta. This angle we have considered theta/2. Then the discharge equation, whatever discharge equation we have derived for the triangular notch is 8/15 CD root 2G tan theta/2 H raised to 5/2. That is Q is equal to 8/15 CD root 2G tan theta/2 H raised to 5/2. So here CD is again coefficient of discharge, G is the acceleration due to gravity, then theta is the central subtended angle okay, of the V notch or triangular notch. H is the head over the sill of the notch. So now suppose this is the classification of notches or wears based on the shape. This is the rectangular notch because the shape is a rectangle. This is the triangular notch or V-shaped notch because the shape is triangular in shape. Suppose if you have a trapezoidal notch like this, if this is the shape, this is the side slope, okay, this is the side slope. Suppose let this side is vertical and this is horizontal, one horizontal to one vertical. If suppose the side slopes, then this is L, this is AB is the top width, and this is H. This is the H. This is the sill of the notch. Okay. Suppose the shape of the notch is trapezoidal. Trapezoidal means it is the side slopes. The shape of the channel is not rectangular, but it is the trapezoidal. Okay. Trapezoidal means it consists two parts. One is rectangular part and another one is triangular part. Okay. The shape of part 1, it is the triangular in shape. Okay, there are two triangles and this is the rectangular portion. So now this channel is nothing but the combination of rectangular notch and triangular notch. So discharge through the trapezoidal notch is the sum of the discharge through triangular notch and rectangular notch. Therefore, the discharge equation for trapezoidal notch. So this is the cross-sectional area of the trapezoidal notch. So the discharge equation Q is equal to, okay, what is the discharge equation for the triangular portion? It is, and for the rectangular portion it is 2/3 CD root 2G L H raised to 3/2. This is the discharge through this rectangular portion, that is through portion 2 of the trapezoidal section, plus this is theta, this is theta/2, this is theta/2. So then the triangular with a discharge through this triangular portion, that is 8/15 CD root 2G tan theta/2 H raised to 5/2. So this is the discharge equation. So sometimes you may get numerical problem on the trapezoidal notch. So they will give you head over the sill of the notch, and also the side slopes are given. So the question is, you have to find the discharge through the trapezoidal notch. So what you are supposed to do is, first you apply the rectangular notch equation for only rectangular portion. This is the length of the notch L. So find the discharge through that is Q1. Q1 is discharge through rectangular notch. Okay, first you find Q1, then next is triangular in shapes. So using the triangular notch equation, you find the discharge. So that is discharge through triangular portion. Then the total discharge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Okay, Q is the discharge through the trapezoidal notch, Q1 is the discharge through the rectangular notch, plus Q2 is the discharge through the triangular portion or triangular portion. So therefore the total discharge through the trapezoidal notch is equal to discharge through the rectangular portion and discharge through the triangular portion. So you can make the use of this equation and find the discharge through the trapezoidal notch. Okay, this is about the trapezoidal notch. Then we have another type of notch, that is the Shipley notch. Shipley notch. So Shipley notch means it is nothing but the rectangular notch only. Sorry, trapezoidal notch. Okay. This is the H, that is head over the sill, and this is the side slope, one vertical to one horizontal, and this is the L, that is the length of the notch. Okay, Shipley notch means what? The Shipley notch, okay, the side slope you can take, this is theta by 2, this is also theta by 2, then H, this is capital H, this is the head over the sill, and take the side slopes, one horizontal to one vertical, one horizontal to one vertical, or this is the vertical slope, so let it be anything. So this is vertical and this is the horizontal slope. Okay, small v stands for the vertical slope and small h stands for the horizontal slope. Okay, this is the Shipley notch. This is also trapezoidal in shape. This is also trapezoidal in shape, but we are not going to call it is as a trapezoidal notch. So this is a trapezoidal notch. Okay, this is the trapezoidal notch. Then why, instead of calling this as a trapezoidal notch, we are calling it as a Shipley notch. Shipley notch. Only the difference is if the side slopes is kept one horizontal to 4 vertical. Okay, if the side slopes, these are the side slopes. So side slopes means what? Okay, suppose this is AB. So let us take, this is AB, this is A, this is B, and this is, as I told, this is the vertical slope, this is the horizontal slope. Okay, this trapezoidal channel is going to say Shipley notch if the slope, that is side slope, 1 horizontal to 4 vertical. 1 horizontal to 4 vertical. It means what? It means what? The slope is, suppose this angle is theta, that is slope is theta, tan theta is equal to, you have 4 by 1. Tan theta is equal to 4 by 1. Okay, right? The Shipley weir, this weir or notch has side slopes 1 horizontal to 4 vertical. 1 horizontal to 4 vertical. That is tan, okay, you can write tan theta is equal to, okay, it is 4 vertical divided by 1 horizontal. So it means that for every 1 meter of horizontal length, the height, the vertical height is 4 meter. Okay, if this is 1 meter, then this is 4 meter. This is 4 meter. Okay, this is 4 meter. So this is the only difference between the trapezoidal notch and the Shipley notch. Okay, so the trapezoidal notch is going to say Shipley notch if the side slopes of the trapezoidal channel is one horizontal to four vertical, one horizontal to four vertical, one horizontal to four vertical, then it is one horizontal to four vertical. So four vertical, then that notch is going to call as the Shipley notch. Okay, so this is the only difference in case of if the side slope of the trapezoidal notch is, the side slopes are one horizontal to four vertical. According to this, suppose this is B dash. Suppose this is okay, and suppose this is your angle theta. So you can take this is tan theta is equal to, suppose this is B dash, B dash divided by AB dash. What is B dash? It is 1 meter, means one horizontal. B dash is a horizontal length. Then B dash A or AB dash is 4. So keeping this as the slope, this is keeping this as a slope, that is suppose, okay, sorry, this is theta by 2. So you can take this is tan theta by 2. So tan theta by 2 is 1 by 4. Okay, this is the only difference between the Shipley notch and the trapezoidal notch. Okay, so now we have discussed four types of notches or wears. One is the rectangular wear, another one is the triangular wear, then another one is the trapezoidal wear or notch, then the Shipley wear or Shipley notch. Okay, and we have derived the discharge equations. So only you can make the use of tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 by 4 in case of the Shipley notch. Okay, tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. Then you can make the use of same discharge equation, whatever discharge equation you are using for the trapezoidal notch. Rest of other values are same. Only tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. If it is Shipley notch, then only you can take tan theta by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, so now we will solve some one or two numerical problems. So, okay, I hope this is clear to you. So, if you have any questions, you please refer to me or Professor Sandeep Potter. Okay, let us take this problem. So, I will read the problem, then we will solve it. We will discuss how to solve this problem. Determine the height of a rectangular weir. Okay, weir or notch will be same, rectangular weir or rectangular notch. The discharge equation is same. Okay, so determine the height of a rectangular weir of length 6 meter to be built across a rectangular channel. So about the description of the problem, you please refer the uploaded notes. So we have already uploaded the notes in the PDF format. So for the description of the numerical problem, you please go through that. Now I am only reading the problem. The maximum depth of water on the upstream side of the weir is 1.8 meter and discharge is 2000 liters per second, and take the coefficient of discharge value 0.6 and neglect the end contraction, and you have to find the height of the rectangular weir. Okay, so the rectangular weir, I will draw first sketch. I will draw, this is a longitudinal section of the rectangular weir. This is a solid wall. Okay, this is the sill of weir, and this this is H. Okay, this is the head over the sill, and this is H1, suppose capital H1, and this you can take as H by 2, H by 2, or not, you can take as H2. Okay, H2 is what? So here H is head over the sill, head over the sill. Then H1 is total head, then H2 is height of VL, Now, in this, according to the problem, you have to find height of the rectangular weir. So, H2 is the height of the rectangular weir. You have to find H2. You have to find H2. So, to get H2, okay, to get the H2, that is the height of rectangular weir. So, capital H is what? This is the head over the sill. So, first you find head over the sill, H. Head over the sill, H. So, to get this head, you can make the rectangular channel equation. So, the given data are L is equal to 6 meter. Okay, that is as it is given in the problem. Length of the weir is 6 meter. Then, to be built across a rectangular channel, the maximum depth of water on the upstream side. Okay, so this is your weir. So this is the upstream side and this is the downstream side. So this is the downstream side and this is the upstream side. Okay, the upstream side depth of water is given. It means that H1 is given. H1 is what? H1 is equal to 1.8 meter. H1 is equal to 1.8 meter or H1 is equal to 1.8 meter. Then discharge Q is also given. Discharge Q is 2000 liters per second. 2000 liters per second, or it is 2 meter cube per second. Okay, then CD value is also given. CD value is, that is the coefficient of discharge. It is also given as 0.6. Okay, now you can make the use of discharge equation for the rectangular weir or rectangular notch. Both are same. 2/3 CD root 2G L H raised to 3/2. Okay, this is the discharge equation for the rectangular notch or rectangular weir. So now you observe this equation. In this equation, Q is given, coefficient of discharge is given, G is known, that is acceleration due to gravity, L is length, it is also known, only H is unknown. So you have to find H. So substitute these values. Q is equal to 2 meter cube per second, 2/3 into CD is 0.6 multiplied by 2 into 9.81 into 6 into H. Okay, you have to find the H. H raised to 3/2. Therefore, H raised to 3/2 you find, then H you find. Okay. You please, if you have calculators, you simplify this equation. So H you are getting 0.328. 0.328. You please calculate. Okay. Once you know the value of H, you know the value of H1. So you find the height of weir. Therefore, height of rectangular weir, H2 is equal to H1 minus H. So Therefore, H2 is equal, H2 is 1.8 meter minus 0.328. Therefore, H2. H2. So you simplify this. This is 1.472 meter. Okay, this is the height of the weir. So like this, you have to find the height of the weir. So let us take another problem. That is the second numerical problem. So first I will read the problem, then I will solve this problem. Okay, this is also simple problem. A head of water over the rectangular notch is 900 mm. That is, H is equal to 900 mm, or it is 0.9 meter. The discharge is Q 300 liters per second, or it is 0.3 meter cube per second. Means 300, it is in liters, divided by 1000, you will get the discharge in cubic meter per second. Find the length of the notch. Okay, so you have to find L. Then CD is given. CD is 0.62. So suppose in the main examination and also in the question paper, sometimes they may not give CD value. So if CD value is not given, you can take any value between 0.65 to 0.7. Okay, that is the suitable. If it is given in the question paper, you take that value only. If not given, you assume any value between 0.65 to 0.7. Okay, so here again the same discharge equation. Q is equal to 2/3 CD root 2G L H raised to 3/2. Q is 0.3, 2/3, 0.62, square root of 2 into 9.81. L is unknown, so you write L as it is. H is given again 0.9 raised to 3/2. So find L, length of the weir. Okay, so this length of the weir, after simplifying this, 0.192 meter. So this is the answer. Okay, we will solve one more problem. Okay, first I will read the problem, then we will solve. So all these three problems we have already uploaded. You please refer those notes for the description and how to solve the problem. Okay, so let us take this problem. Water flows over a rectangular weir 1 meter wide at a depth of 150 mm and afterwards passes through triangular right-angled weir. Right-angled weir means the centroidal angle is 90 degrees. Taking CD for rectangular and triangular weir as 0.62 and 0.59 respectively, find the depth over the triangular weir. Find the depth over the triangular weir. See this problem. Okay, in this problem, first the discharge is passing through the rectangular weir. So making the discharge equation for the rectangular weir, you find the discharge. Then next is same discharge is passing through triangular notch, so which is fitted downstream of the rectangular notch as per the given problem, that is as per the physical problem. Then the question is, you have to find head over the triangular notch. The coefficient of discharges are given as 0.62 and 0.59 respectively. So you have to find the depth over the triangular weir. Okay, so first for the rectangular weir, rectangular weir. The given data are L is equal to 1 meter. Okay, then head over the sill of the notch is 150 mm or it is 0.15 meter. Then CD value is 0.62. Then next is it is triangular weir. Triangular weir. This is triangular weir. It is a triangular. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. The shape that is. This is the shape. This is the right angle triangular weir. It means that this angle is theta is equal to 90 degrees and theta by 2 is equal to 90 divided by 2. Okay, or it is 45 degrees. Then the given this one is theta is 90 degrees. Then CD is 0.59. Okay, so here by making the use of rectangular here, you find Q. Q is equal to 2/3 CD root 2G L H raised to 3 by 2. Okay, Q 2/3 CD is 0.62, 2 into 9.81. Length of the weir is 1 meter. Then height of the water above the sill is 1.5, 3 by 2. So you find Q. Okay, so this Q value is you are getting 0.10635 cubic meter per second. Okay, now as per the given problem, the same discharge is passing through the triangular weir. Only thing is you have to find the head over the sill of the triangular notch. Yes, you have to find. Now you can make the use of discharge equation for the triangular notch. The weir, it is 8 by 15 CD root 2G tan theta by 2, then H raised to 5 by 2. So in this all values are known except H. Q is 0.10635. This is equal to 8 by 15. Then coefficient to discharge for the triangular notch is 0.59. 2 into 9.81 tan 90 by 2. So you have to find H raised to 5 by 2. Therefore, H raised to 5 by 2 you find first, then you find H. Okay. So this you are getting, please simplify all these things. The final answer is 0.3572 meter. Okay, so these are the some of numerical problem. So you are getting, so you have the second test in next week. Next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So you are getting 2 questions, that is from part section 1 or part A. 2 questions on the orifice mouthpiece and triangular and rectangular notches, derivation for the trapezoidal notch and Cipolliti notch, and the numerical problem. So you have to solve any one question. Okay, so this completes the 4th unit. Still some more problems and we are going to solve, and also some theory part also we are going to solve. Okay, so the portion for the 3rd test is classification of orifices, mouthpieces, then the derivation for the orifice. Okay, Q discharge equation, Q is equal to find the discharge for the orifice and for the mouthpiece. Okay, then numerical problem. Then you are also one question on the notches and weirs, that is again classification of notches and weirs, discharge equation, derive the discharge equation either for the trapezoidal notch, triangular notch, or rectangular notch or Shapletti notch, and you have the numerical problem. Okay, if you have any doubts or any questions on the uploaded notes after reading the notes or after going to listen these videos, this video also we are going to upload. Please go through these videos and notes. If still you have any doubts or any questions, you are free to contact on any mode to me or Professor Vata. Thank you.